There are moments in life when it feels as if we are being torn apart, when the structures we built, the identity we held, the love we thought we knew, it all seems to shatter. We look at the pieces of our lives, confused, believing we have failed, believing we are broken. But perhaps life is not breaking us. Perhaps it is just setting us free from everything we are not. We spend so much of our lives building a someone, a name, a history, a profession, a collection of fears and desires. We become this character and we believe the play is real. We armor ourselves. We defend this fragile me. We learn to love from that place, a place of needing, of holding, of fearing loss, a love that is conditional, a love that keeps score, a love that says, I will love you if you make me feel safe. I will love you when you meet my expectations. I will love you, but please, do not show me the parts of you that scare me. This is the love of the personality. It is real, it is human, but it is limited. It is a love born from scarcity, the fear that there is not enough love, not enough time, not enough me. And then something shifts, a quiet interruption, a gap in the endless stream of thinking, a moment of stillness between thoughts, a glimpse through the veil. You might be walking in nature, you might be holding a newborn child, you might be in a moment of deep sorrow. And suddenly the you that is always worried, always planning, it just recedes, and what is left? Presence. A vast, quiet, unconditional awareness. This is the call to presence. It is a whisper that asks, who are you, really? Who are you before the name, before the story, before the pain? Who are you when the mind is quiet? Who is the one observing all of this, the one who has been watching your entire life silently? This is the beginning of awakening. It is not an event that happens once, like a lightning strike. It is an unraveling, a gentle, persistent undoing of everything you thought was true. It is a process of subtraction, not addition. You are not gaining something new. You are losing what was never you. And as this unraveling happens, the way you love begins to change. It must, because you are changing. You are not changing into someone new. You are not becoming a spiritual person. You are dissolving into what you have always been. The love that was based on the me and the you. It starts to feel different. It starts to feel smaller. Not because love is shrinking, but because the container for it is expanding infinitely. We are taught to seek love from the outside, to find that one person who will complete us, to fill the emptiness we feel inside. We are taught that love is a hunt, a prize to be won. But the spiritual journey turns this entire search upside down. It shows us that the love we are seeking is the one that is seeking. The love we are looking for is the very consciousness that is looking. It is not something to get. It is what you are. It is the space in which the search is happening. This journey is a return, a remembering. It is the end of the search for love and the beginning of the being of love. It is a scary, beautiful, liberating process. It is the awakening from the dream of separation. And when you awaken, the dream of conditional love fades with it. You begin to see the world not with your mind, but with your heart, and the heart sees only itself, everywhere. It sees the light in another and recognizes it as its own. This is the shift. This is why love is never the same. It ceases to be an acquisition. It becomes a radiation. It's no longer about getting love. It's about being the space of love for everything that enters your field, even the difficult things, even the pain. Are you feeling this call, this gentle pull toward something deeper, toward a love that doesn't need a reason, toward the silence that holds every sound? This is the invitation. This is your own soul calling you home, to stop, to breathe, and to listen to the presence that is here, right now, in this very moment. It is the only moment there is. Comment presence. if you feel that you are ready to remember who you truly are. We all live with this voice. The voice in the head, the commentator, the judge, the worrier, the one that says, I am not enough, or I am better than them. The one that is constantly planning, protecting, possessing, the voice that replays the past, rehearses the future, and almost entirely misses the present. We call this the ego, and we are taught to fight it, to defeat it, to transcend it. We try to build a spiritual ego to kill the regular ego. We judge ourselves for having an ego. We say, I must get rid of my attachments. But this is just the ego playing a new game, the game of spiritual purity. But what if the ego is not an enemy? What if it is just a costume, a role we are playing and have forgotten we are playing? The ego is a survival mechanism. It was necessary for us to grow, to learn, to function in the world. It is a collection of thoughts, memories and beliefs bundled together to create a me, a separate self, navigating a world of others. And this separate self is terrified. It is terrified of disappearing. It is terrified of not being in control. It fears pain. It fears loss. And most of all, it fears its own death. It believes it is the center of the universe. It believes it is the thinker of the thoughts, the feeler of the feelings. And so it loves from this place of fear. The ego's love is a strategy. I love you often means I need you. I need you to see me. I need you to validate me. I need you to not abandon me. I need you to reflect back to me the image I want to have of myself. It is a transaction, a contract. I will do this for you if you do that for me. It is a desperate attempt to build a fortress against the vastness of life. It tries to hold onto the river, to stop it from flowing. It tries to own the ocean. It tries to possess another soul. But a soul cannot be possessed. Love cannot be contained in a contract. The awakened heart sees this. It sees the ego's fear with compassion, with tenderness. It does not fight the ego. It does not judge it. It simply observes it. It holds it like a mother holds a frightened child. It says, I see you. I see your fear. I see your need for control. I see your pain. Thank you for trying to protect me, but you are not who I am. When we observe the ego with love, a space is created. In this space, the ego's grip begins to loosen. It is not destroyed. It is dissolved. It is seen for what it is, a pattern of energy, a habit of thought. It dissolves into the vastness that contains it, the vastness of who you really are, the consciousness, the witness, the silent, loving awareness. The ego thought it was the star of the show, but awakening reveals it is just one actor on an infinite stage, and you are the stage itself. You are the space in which the entire play of life unfolds. The tragedy, the comedy, the romance. You are the awareness that holds it all. What is left when the controlling mind relaxes? What remains when the fear of disappearing is met with love? Only presence, only peace, and a new kind of love, a love that doesn't grasp, a love that doesn't demand, a love that is not a transaction, but an emanation. It is not something the me does, it is something the universe is. It flows through you when the me steps aside. This is the great secret. Everything we are looking for, love, peace, freedom, it is already here. It is hidden only by the veil of our own thinking, by the illusion of the separate self. When we stop identifying with the small self, we become the vast self. And the love of that vast self is unconditional. It does not depend on circumstances. It does not depend on behavior. It is simply what is. The mind wants a map. It wants a 5-step plan to enlightenment. It wants to know the rules of the game. If I meditate this way, if I follow this teacher, if I perfect myself, if I heal all my trauma, Then I will awaken, then I will be free, then I will find a love that lasts. But this is just the ego trying to control its own dissolution. The ego wants to be the one who achieves awakening. It wants to put enlightened on its resume. But the spiritual path is not a path of doing. It is a path of undoing. It is a journey of surrender. Surrender is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is not passivity. It is not letting people walk all over you. That is compliance born of fear. True surrender is the highest form of wisdom. It is the courageous act of letting go of control. It is relaxing our grip on reality. It is admitting that the small I, the ego mind, does not know what is best. It has a very limited view. Surrender is trusting the intelligence of the universe, the same intelligence that grows the flower, that moves the stars, that beats your heart without your permission. You are part of that intelligence. You are not separate from it. We try so hard to steer the boat. We paddle against the current, exhausted, afraid of where the river is taking us. We have a plan, we have a destination. We think we know better than the river. Surrender is putting down the oars. It is trusting the river. It is realizing that you are the river. The river knows where it is going. It is flowing always back to the ocean, back to the source, back to love. Your only job is to notice the scenery as you float, to be present with the journey, to stop fighting what is. When you awaken, love is no longer a search. It is a surrender. You surrender the idea of what love should look like. You surrender the checklists, the expectations, the timelines. You stop trying to find the perfect person because you realize that you are not a person in the way you thought. You are consciousness. And the other is also consciousness, dressed in a different costume. The game is no longer, how can I get you to love me? The game becomes, how can I recognize the love that is already here, in this moment, between us? How can I be the space of love for this other soul to be exactly who they are? This kind of love is not afraid of impermanence. The mind loves things that last. It wants forever. But the heart knows that nothing lasts. Everything is a wave, rising and falling. A flower blooms and it withers. A relationship begins and it transforms. A person comes into your life and a person leaves. Conditional love tries to hold on to the form. It grieves the fading flower. It resents the partner who changes. It clings to what was. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is the flower, in its blooming and its withering. It loves the form while it is here, and it loves the space when the form is gone. It does not cling, it does not possess. It honors the sacred, fleeting beauty of what is. It says yes to the present moment exactly as it is. This is freedom. This is the love of the awakened heart. It is a love that has no opposite. Its opposite is not hate, its opposite is fear, and when you surrender, you let go of fear. You fall backwards into the arms of love. You trust that even in the falling you are held. You realize you are the holding. If this message resonated with what is truest in you, subscribe and walk with us on this journey of consciousness. We are taught that love is an emotion, a peak experience, something that happens to us. A rush of feeling, intense and often temporary. We fall in love, we fall out of love, we confuse it with attachment, with desire, with romance. We confuse it with the feeling of finally someone sees me. And that is a beautiful part of the human experience. It is not wrong. It is a flavor of life, but it is not the love that awakening reveals. That is the love of the personality. The love Ram Dass spoke of, the love of the masters, the love of the heart. It is not an emotion, it is a state of being. It is your original nature, it is the fabric of the universe itself. It is not something you feel, it is what you are. Think of the ocean. The waves on the surface are the emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, fear. And romance, that is a beautiful, powerful wave. The waves come and go. They rise and crash. We spend our lives chasing the good waves and running from the bad ones. We identify with the waves. We say, I am sad or I am happy. We think we are the wave. Awakening is realizing that you are not the wave. You are the ocean. You are the deep, silent, vast expanse of water that allows all the waves to be. The ocean is the waves. But the waves are not the entire ocean. The ocean is not afraid of a stormy wave. It knows it is just water, dancing. The ocean does not cling to a beautiful, perfect wave. It knows it will return. Love, true love, is the water itself. It is the stillness in the depths. It is the substance of all of it. It is the space of awareness in which all emotions rise and fall. You can be the ocean and watch a wave of sadness pass through you without becoming the sadness. You can be the ocean and watch a wave of joy without clinging to it. You are the space for all of it. When you know yourself as this ocean, as this loving awareness, the way you love changes. It stops being personal. It stops being exclusive. The ego loves some people. The ego says, this is my family, this is my partner, these are my friends, I love them, those other people, I don't know them or I don't like them. The heart just loves. It doesn't have a preference. It is like the sun. The sun does not decide who to shine on. It does not shine on the good people and withhold its light from the bad. It does not shine on the beautiful flowers and ignore the weeds. It just shines. Because that is its nature, to shine. Your nature is to love. When you awaken, you begin to love like the sun. You love not because someone has earned it or deserves it. You love because you are love. And the other person, you begin to see them differently. You see past the costume, past the personality, past the ego. You see the light in them. You see the same consciousness that is in you. You see God in another form. You see yourself looking back at you. And when you look with the heart, there is no more I and other. There is no more separation. There is just love, recognizing itself in the eyes of your beloved, in the eyes of a stranger, in the tree, in the sky. There is only the one, dancing in countless forms. This is not a sentimental idea. It is not poetry. It is a profound experiential truth. Love is the recognition of unity, and the awakened one is the one who has remembered this. They no longer try to love. They are simply loving. It is the air they breathe. It is the ground they walk on. It is the silence from which their words emerge. Stop for a moment, right now. Just be still. Listen, not just with your ears. Listen with your whole being. What do you hear? Perhaps the sound of traffic, the hum of a machine, your own breath, the sound of my voice. But underneath all of that, what do you hear? Listen deeper. Listen to the space behind the sounds. Listen to the silence. The silence that was here before the sound began and will be here after it ends. The silence that is here right now holding the sound. This silence is not empty. It is full. It is pregnant with all possibility. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the space in which all sound happens. It is the canvas, and life is the painting. We are so focused on the painting, the drama, the noise, the action. We forget the canvas. But the canvas is always here, holding it all. Without the canvas, there is no painting. Without the silence, there is no sound. Without awareness, there is no experience. Awakening is a shift of attention, from the painting to the canvas, from the thoughts to the silence that holds them, from the me to the awareness that sees the me. This is the home you have been seeking. This is the peace you have been longing for. It is the home from which you never, ever left. You were just distracted. Distracted by the fascinating, terrifying, beautiful movie of your own mind. You were an actor, lost in your own role. When you rest in this silence, when you become familiar with this inner space, everything changes. Love is no longer a loud declaration. It is a silent presence. It is the quality of your attention. It is the space you hold for another. When you can sit with someone in complete silence and feel totally connected, beyond words, beyond roles, beyond the stories of me and you, just being together in that shared stillness. That is the love of the awakened heart. It is a shared recognition of the sacred. It is the highest form of communion. Is love something you feel, or what you are? Who are you when the thinking stops, when the seeking for more falls away? What is left when the story of my life takes a pause, when you are just here, breathing, observing, being? There is a fullness in that, a deep, unshakable peace, a quiet joy, that peace, that stillness. That is love. It doesn't need a reason. It doesn't need an object. It is the background radiation of the cosmos. It is your own true nature. The lover, the beloved, and the act of loving are all one. They are all happening inside this vast, silent, loving awareness, which is you. Rest here, breathe here. This is the awakening. It is not a destination. It is the remembrance of this and this and this. Now, the journey does not end with awakening. In many ways, it is just the beginning. The point is not to escape the world, not to live on a mountaintop, separate from life. That is another form of separation. The point is to bring this awareness, this love, this presence, back into the marketplace, back into your relationships, back into the beautiful, messy, ordinary moments of your life. The point is integration. The point is to see the sacred in the mundane, to wash the dishes and be fully present with the water and the soap, to be in a difficult meeting and be the space of calm in the room. To listen to a friend and offer them the true gift of your awareness, not your solutions, not your judgments, but your presence. To feel the old pulls of the ego, the fear, the judgment, the anger, and to meet them, not with resistance, but with the same tender, compassionate awareness, to hold it all in your heart, to see your own humanity, your own failings, with a gentle smile. Awakening is not about becoming a perfect superhuman being. It is about becoming a perfectly human being, one who has embraced all of it, the light and the dark. When you awaken, you don't stop loving. You stop loving conditionally. You stop loving as a bargain. You stop loving only from the small self. Instead, love begins to flow through you. You become a vessel for it. You learn to love people as they are, not as you wish them to be. This is the hardest and most beautiful part. To release the need to change anyone, to release the need for them to be different so that you can be happy. You see their struggles, their ego, their pain, and you see the light behind it all. You love the totality of them, the good and the bad. Because you see the totality of yourself. You have made peace with your own shadow, so you are no longer afraid of theirs. This is the greatest gift, the gift of seeing with the eyes of the soul, seeing the one love that wears all the masks. There is nothing you need to become. There is no one you need to fix. There is only this moment. And the invitation, again and again, is to meet it with an open heart. To be here. Now you are not the story. You are the consciousness that observes the story. You are not the wave. You are the ocean. You are not the seeker. You are the love that you have been seeking. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. There is only remembering what you already are, and then living from that place, with kindness, with compassion, with presence. This is the journey. This is the path of the heart. Thank you for sharing this space. Thank you for this moment of remembrance. The journey is vast, and we walk it together. Each step is a return to where we already are. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and continue with us. Each encounter is a reminder that now is all there is, and in the now, there is only love. Be here now.